Algol, Naos, and Dabi. These are the three great gateways universally that exist that can lead to other dimensions that triangulate this reality. Now, these are stars. Now, Algol, well, sorry, Naos is blue, is actually the color of it is blue, and it is associated with water. Algol is red, and it is associated with fire, and Dabi is yellow and is associated with blood. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me back up. Algol is associated with blood. Dabi is associated with fire. Let me go through these. So Algol is the demon star, the devil's head, Satan's eye. When you look up at the constellations, you can look at Orion and then just go a little bit off of Orion, and you will find Perseus. Perseus is there. He's got a sword in one hand, and he's holding Medusa's head in the other hand. On Medusa's head, there is a winking eye. And so these are the constellations. If you have a good look at the stars, you can look up and see these in the night sky. And so you'll see the winking eye of Medusa. This has been known throughout time as the demon star, the devil's head, Satan's eye, Medusa's head. It's a double star system in the Perseus constellation. Now, the symbol is the severed head. Carl Weltz's theory on, bypass Carl Weltz's theory for now, that's too long. Algol represents bloodshed and decapitation and is very much like Baphomet, not a goat in this case, but a dark goddess covered in blood. That is one of the signs or the forms that Baphomet inhabits. The star Dabi is the butcher. Double star system in Copernicus, which is the goat. The names of the stars within the constellation are representative of the various aspects of the goat. The star system bears the name Dabi, the butcher, ergo representing the sacrifice of the goat, yellow colored. And then Naos, the ship. And this is yet another star in the Puppis constellation, a blue giant, one of the brightest stars we can see in the sky. Brightest star in the heavens, not just any ship, but Argo. Okay, so Naos mythologically is a ship, but it's not just any ship. It is it's the Argo, protected by Hera, the queen moon goddess, and consecrated to Poseidon, the lord of the seas, both water and seas of energy. Also is the name of the secret things within the temple, the mysteries of the workings of God revealed to man. So the ship. And so with these, the Algol is the severed head, Dabi is the goat, Naos is the ship. Now, in all three cases of this, there's something that was whole that is now broken. So Naos is a ship. It's a ship within a ship. Its name being translated as the ship and the constellation of Puppis, which means poop deck or the stern deck of the mythological Argo. Puppis used to be part of the larger constellation Argonavis, but it was so immense that the constellation was broken into parts, the great ship of legend being shattered. Dabi is the goat, but the aspect of the goat represented is the sacrifice of the goat. Animal sacrifice in most systems is done through immolation and the gateway of flames. Algol is a severed head, a head once belonging to a body but is now decapitated and bloody. And so these three star systems that are these three gateways in the universal sky are things that were whole that are now broken. The three great gateways of fire, water, and blood are clearly represented in each of them. However, what must be understood for a ritual symbolic application is the most basic description of each stargate on its own is not the key that opens the gate, but the image once it has been broken. A severed head, a burnt goat, a broken sinking ship. And then the association between the Stargate and the elemental gateway is undeniable. Algol is the gateway of blood. The color of the star itself is red. Dabi is the gateway of flames. The color of the star itself is yellow. Naos is the gateway of water. The color of the star itself is blue. These connect to Bina, which is Saturn. And so, which is Saturn. Specifically, to the dark rings of Saturn. And it said that traveling to the dark rings of Saturn will act as a gateway that can actually take you to other realms, possibly. Now, once these stargates are opened, they can also allow a causal essence and even the dark gods themselves to travel through the gate to our side, to our world. If all three gates are opened at once, outer darkness itself will converge upon this physical plane. And that was the ritual that we performed that night, was to open up all three, but we weren't able to do it fully successfully. There's a lot that would have to be done for that that particular ritual, but regardless, the concept of these elements, again, what I'm drawing from these stars and the mythology behind these stars, that having the gateway open through fire, water, or blood is great, but then what about what if we are able to desecrate those, to turn them somehow upside down, to supercharge them through an inversion in some way? Now, corrupting the flame, to corrupt the flame, this was done in ancient Persian and Zoroastrian sorcery by plucking some of your hair and putting it in the fire, and that actually corrupts the flame with your own genetic material. And you can also put any kind of blood, take a little bit of your blood, prick your finger, and then hold that in the flame until that blood evaporates or is burned. Corrupting the water. Now, this can be done through intoxicants added to the water, other substances added to the water, even the making of alcoholic beverages, that this itself, because you are using water in that process, and then consuming that can be a corruption of the water. Also, a couple of drops of your own blood or specific oils in the water can act as a corrupting influence, making it so it's not pure, but is taking on the spirit of the specific thing you're putting in there. And then the corruption of the blood, interestingly, in all systems, the way that the blood is corrupted is by spilling it, by allowing blood to interact with anything outside of the body. And so simply pricking yourself, cutting yourself, or in some way releasing blood, again, menstrual blood is very good for this reason as well, that in the very emission of it, that it becomes corrupted. And that this corrupted element is actually the best element to use for these gateways. All right.